Before we get this episode started, I do have to train Queen Finny the Meryl and Busan our Silcoon to level 10 and 9 respectively so they can be fighting in this episode. In this series, I'm doing training montages differently than I normally do. I am answering and responding to your comments and questions live. And if you want to be a part of that, feel free to leave me a question about anything you'd like down below, whether it be Pokemon, life, or other TV shows or video games. Or you can ask me on my Discord server. So with that being said, let's get training started. Alright guys, to start this training montage off for this episode, I'm actually going to be going over a couple of pictures and comments based on the people that are playing along. A lot of people sent me in pictures, a lot of people sent me in things like describing their playthroughs. I'm not going to be doing them all, but I will try to get through everybody at least once or twice throughout the course of your adventure, maybe even more should crazy things happen. So first up we have Dunkanox saying he's playing along with the first episode, and because of previous game calls he couldn't get a Route 103 encounter, but he's pretty happy with his team. He's got a Jolly Torchic, an Adamant Wurmple, and a modest Lotad. This is as of the first episode, and as you can see, he's got a Wurmple named Flinka, a Lotad named Lilith, and a Torchic named Kickin. Next we have Jasper Jane over on Discord playing along as well, along with the first episode. This is their team as of then. They're doing a no healing Emerald challenge as well. They got a female Trico named Lemon Drop, they got a male Poochyena named Cookie, and a female Lotad named Milkshake. From Musicality Mix on Discord, as of episode 1, their first 3 on their Rainbow Wedlocke on Sapphire, all 3 are likes opposites, and we've got a Mudkip named Quarter, a Lotad named Harriet, which they messed up the spelling of their name and did it in all caps, and we have a Wurmple, not on purpose, that is, and a Wurmple named Calcite. We have Pika the Creeper on YouTube playing along. He's doing a Fire and Leaf Green no healing Wedlocke, and his team is Bulbasaur named Toadstool, a Mankey named Daffodil, and the other 2 are unpaired males being Shiitake the Pidgey, and I'm not even going to try to say that mushroom name, Caterpie. We have Silent Damp over on Discord getting Pokerus at the very beginning of their adventure, which is pretty crazy, and we've got Insure the Trico, Sprinkles the Zigzagoon, the Crom, which is obviously not named after me, the Wingull, and Elder the Seedot. We have Vladdy Bunnyfly over on YouTube doing a female-only Wedlocke, and they have Leaf the Trico and Teacup the Wurmple, Zipper the Zigzagoon, and Lilypad the Lotad. Alright, for the first actual question of the training montage, we've got your boy Owen Wilson coming in on Discord, asking, out of all the Wedlocks I've done, which one is my favorite? Honestly, I'm just going to base this on Wedlocks I've done on YouTube, and my favorite one that I've done on YouTube by far would have to be Pokemon Y. That's basically what's prompted me to be doing another no healing challenge here on Emerald, and I just had an incredible time with Y. The story was incredible, the Pokemon I used was awesome, and I've seen a lot of people consider it the best Wedlocke that has ever been done on YouTube, and I honestly agree. I can't push myself up that high, obviously, because it's not my place to do that with my own series, but if I had to pick a favorite, it's one of my favorite series at all that's ever been done on Pokemon on YouTube, and I've seen a lot of people agree. So if you haven't seen Y, definitely go check it out. It will be an adventure that you will not forget. We've got PokeExpert17 Gaming in the comments on YouTube saying, "Hey Kroma, thank you for being consistent for uploading your videos. I have found many people that almost never upload. You, on the other hand, are amazing in the way you do this. I just wish more people have found you." Thank you for the kind words, it means a lot, and if you have no idea right now, it's so hard to keep uploading on a consistent schedule. I want to keep this daily the best that I can. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, the day this is supposed to go up. I'm trying to get this done, I'm so tired, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try to keep this daily to the best of my abilities, and hopefully I'll be able to make everybody that is watching the series very excited to keep up with it. Next, we've got a question that I absolutely loved being able to see. And that's from Lewis, or Louise. I have no idea how you pronounce that. I apologize if I said it wrong. But they're asking me, who do I think is the most influential Big Brother player of all time, gameplay-wise? Now, for many of you guys, you all know that I'm a huge super fan of Big Brother, and getting a question about Big Brother was really awesome to see, so they must watch it as well. Now, I've seen every single season, some of them several times, and I don't want to be that guy that says the exact same thing that everybody says, but I'm going to be that guy. I've never been a giant fan of Dr. Will Kirby personally, but he's one of the most influential players of all time. I don't think he played an incredibly great game on the season that he had won, but coming back on All-Stars, the guy can get whatever he wants done, and that's why he's never going to play again, because why ruin that reputation that he has built? It would either be between him or Dan Giesling, which is what everybody that watches Big Brother is going to tell you. They just can't be topped. There's really nothing else that can beat that. There's a lot of people who have come close, but they just don't hold a candle to Dan or Will. And honestly, if you ask me who was on this season, as of the current Big Brother 20, Tyler is by far playing the best game, hands down, this season. And if his game doesn't blow up soon, he's going to take this entire thing, and it's going to be incredible to watch. He was my pick to be first out, and he's my favorite, and he's definitely proved me wrong, which I'm glad that's the case. So, if you're watching Big Brother 20, go Tyler. We have a comment from Pachapal, which I really wanted to read here because I think it's really cool. I really agree with this a lot. So they say, Maku's my family name, please call me Stella, is what Stella would say. And I think that's really fitting. He says, I actually like the whole name thing here. It adds a lot of character to Stella. I kind of see her as a girl who looks like she has it all and is constantly having an identity crisis. Is she Stella or is she Maku? Is she a water type or a grass type? Hula dancer, salsa dancer. In an odd way, that makes her and Twitchy a really fitting pair. Twitchy can help Stella get over her identity issues, and Stella can help Twitchy get over all of his other issues. And he wants to call them Team Anxiety, and he hopes they go far. And going back to the name thing, and my whole idea of Stella as a model, perhaps she used to be kind of a spoiled rich type girl who worked with the courage to break from her rich and stuck up Maku family name and run away with Twitchy, kind of like Romeo and Juliet, Lady and the Tramp kind of love story. It would be a neat plot-relevant explanation for why it took 20 hours for a female OTED to show up, and for the name switch. And I totally agree with this. I think that's a really cool outlook for it, and a great headcanon for Stella and Twitchy together. I think it's awesome, and I really wanted to share this. And it's actually kind of funny that he mentions Romeo and Juliet, because there's actually Spyro NPCs named Romeo and Juliet. They're not on my list, though, because they're kind of plain, and, it's not really a Spyro name. That's a reference that Spyro used. But, I mean, they're technically eligible should I ever find two Pokemon that fit. Illumise and Volbeat would be great Romeo and Juliet, but sadly, I highly doubt that it's physically possible to get both of them in this playthrough. But those are Spyro names, actually, so it's interesting. Maybe I should rename them both. Not really, but you know what I mean. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to some more Pokemon Emerald No Healing in Battle Wedlocke Challenge. In the last episode, we made our way here to Petalburg City, even making our way all the way up to the Petalburg Woods, clearing Route 104 off, and filling out the rest of our team with our final members of the original 6. And I trained the last 2 up off-screen. Not off-screen, it was in the training montage that you just watched or skipped. And I got Finny, Queen Finny, and Busan to level 10 and 9, respectively. And the reason Busan's level 9 is because he can't fight on his own, and he's pretty much ready to evolve right away, which I'm going to do on screen for our first evolution of the series. Queen Finny and Busan took so long to train, oh my lord. Finny can only fight, so I had to do switch training the entire time. And Queen Finny only had tackle, with no huge power, which I thought about it. Huge power's not that big of a deal. Thick Fat's fine in Generation 3 because there aren't any physical water moves, obviously, and there's not very many physical moves that Finny's going to be able to make use of, other than things like return or tackle or things like that. So it's not that bad. It doesn't hinder any stab moves, which I suppose is fine. And we did get Water Gun here at level 10, which made the last stretch of training a little bit better, I suppose. So, before we actually formally jump into this episode, I think it's time to have our first evolution of the series, which is only made possible by having a Wurmple line Pokemon. So let's get into a wild battle really quick. We'll have to do, this is gonna just show you what training was actually like. I don't think a level 4 Poochyena will do it, only level 5, so I'll be back in a sec. Alright, found a level 5 Poochyena. So obviously Busan can't fight it, as I said. I thought I'd show it, because why not? It's unfortunate how slow the training with these two is, but hopefully it'll be much better having Busan evolved and have Finny with Water Gun. Tackle does, like, pretty much no damage, and Water Gun's not too much better, and these Poochyena, I never fought the level 5 ones. I had to be really picky with what I fought, because having to switch and then fight and not be able to heal in battle is pretty bad, and if these things set up a couple of Howl, it can get really dicey. And I wasn't paying attention when I was training and didn't notice that they were actually using Howl. It almost cost somebody their life, and I actually almost lost Busan during training because I tried to run against a Talo and I didn't think about that. But luckily it used Growl and not Peck, so everything was fine. And with that, Busan is going to grow to level 10. The whole team is rounded off, and the whole team is about ready to be able to fight on their own. After this, anyways. It is time for the first evolution of the series. Busan is evolving! And with that, our Silcoon Busan has evolved into Beautifly, which is awesome, and we get Absorb. We won't actually get Gust until a little bit down the line, but having a Beautifly honestly is pretty awesome. Busan will be incredible. Ooh, Twitchy got an item. A full heal. Fairly nice, I guess, for outside of battle, since I can't use them in battle. But Busan will be incredible for Brawly, which we don't really have an apparent option for with these Pokemon. So it gives us something that'll steamroll Brawly greatly. And honestly, Finny and Busan would be great for Roxanne as well, but I obviously wouldn't risk that, seeing as how Busan's 4 times weak to rock, when Basil and Stella are both capable of doing it just as well. So with that being said, we finally got our original 6 form. They're all trained up. They're all capable to fight on their own, which is really, really awesome. And I say it's time to go through the Petalburg Woods. There isn't any encounters that I can get until I actually reach Rustboro. After Rustboro, I can get an encounter, because the route after Petalburg Woods is still the route that we caught Queen Finny on, our Meryl, which I'll be able to show when we actually get there, but as you can see, we caught her on Route 104, and when we leave, it's still Route 104. It's just the north side, and their encounters are fairly the same, so there's really nothing that warrants me getting a new encounter there, so I don't allow that. It's still the same area, if you ask me. So I think I would fight with Busan, but I don't really see a need doing that, because this trainer has Wurmple and all we have is Absorb. I don't want to. I was going to do it with Finny, but Finny's minus 2 HP right now, and I know that seems ridiculous, but I don't have a potion, and I'm not running back to the Pokemon Center just yet, so I say we fight this Petalburg Woods trainer. We've got a bug catcher, obviously, and as he's going to confirm that to us with his bug Pokemon team. Honestly, he's pretty geeky. Most bug catchers are kind of the nerdy type. His name's Lyle. I apologize if any of you happen to be named Lyle out there, because I'm about to roast your given name. But honestly, what do you think of the name Lyle? You instantly think, all right, we has a nerd on our hands, boys. And I'm a nerd too, but you can't really tell by looking at me. I'm told if you see me in public that I'm actually incredibly terrifying. I don't see it because I know I'm pretty nerdy and geeky and definitely not scary at all. But I'm like 6 feet tall. I've got a big beard. I'm freaky looking. I apparently look like a scary biker man and definitely not a nerd. But if you see like a little boy with his bug sack and his bug net and his name, he's like walks up and he's like, "My name's Lyle." You're probably thinking he's a little bit on the nerdy side, and that's okay because I fully embrace the nerd heritage, the nerd culture. I don't know what you would call it. I didn't mean to use 2 howl there. Also, Tackle in Generation 3 is so depressing. You miss every time. It never fails. What? Twice in a row. This is literally proving my point. It's depressing. It hurts my soul. I'm not a fan of Tackle with its 5% chance to miss. Thank you for hitting. I I'm not gonna lie, I was going to wish that it missed right there just so I could meme it up a little bit, but it's fully understandable that it did hit because it missed twice. It's just not likely to miss more than that. And if it does, we've got a little bit of an insanity thing on our hands. Not that insane, but it's still pretty ridiculous. But yeah, I'm pretty different looking than you would expect a nerd to look like. I actually went to my high school, my old high school, earlier today, and I didn't want to step a foot in that building, so I didn't. My mom went in for me because we had to get pick up some old documents that the school holds on to. But man, I did not want to go in that building. I didn't have a good time in high school. And if you guys aren't, like, definitely feel free to talk about it in the comments because, like, there's plenty of people on here that would help you get through something like that. It's awful. I really do hate it. And I'm glad to be away from it, even though I've been, you know, gone from that school for so many years. But my mom said the old secretary was in there, and the one that was there when I went to school. And she was like, "Oh, I wish he came in. I'd love to see him now, because it's been what? How long has it been? Like 9th grade I left. It's been like a long time, like 6 or 7 years. I have no idea, but." She was like, "Oh, he probably looks the same or whatever. I just like see him all grown up or whatever." And my mom's like, "Oh, no, he does not look the same." And this is true. I'm a pretty different looking. She's explaining it, and I can only imagine if I walked in that building, how different I would have looked to her. It would have been pretty funny. I don't want to do this with Twitchy, and I don't want to do this with Stella, but I don't want to go back and heal. I'm gonna do it with Maku. Stella, I apologize. I saw somebody say, let's start a drinking game. I don't condone drinking, by the way, but, like, if you're overage, it's fine. Underage, you know. But, you know, take a shot of water every time I call Stella Maku. And I've actually seen somebody say, I probably talked about this in the training montage, but somebody said that Maku is her given name, but she likes to be called Stella. And I love that headcanon, honestly. I probably elaborated on this a little bit more in the training montage, as I said, because there was a comment that was talking about it, but I thought that was really cool little backstory, I guess you could say, for Stella, and it's just awesome. I do want to talk about my thoughts on the members right now, but not right now because we're kind of in a little bit of a fight here with our first Team Aqua grunt. Team Aqua's not like the main evil team in Emerald. I know they're both okay, this is actually terrifying. I'm trying to think if I can, I gotta focus here. So I know I can growl. Growl might actually be the ideal thing here. They don't get stabbed from their tackle, and they don't have bite yet, as we know, because we do have one of our own being Farley. But they do have sand attack, probably. And if that's the case, things could get pretty sketchy here. We still have Growl on Twitchy, but if I switch and it sets up another Howl, it's going to have a +1 eternally, and I'll never be able to get rid of it if it continues to go for it. So I think in this situation, I'm going to go for Growl. I think Stella's my best bet here, because by being able to use Absorb, it's never going to get up on me. Now, this is the issue. But now that it's sand attack me, I can switch, and if it does go for Howl again, I'll be able to Growl. I know this is an incredible amount of thought into a simple fight, but not being able to heal, I can get steamrolled insanely quickly by somebody like this, and I need to put incredible caution into these types of fights. Things can get nasty, and I don't want to have a death anytime soon if I can prevent it. So I am going to go for Growl here. I want to reset it. I know I'm going to be faster than it because I'm 2 levels higher, and I am a Zigzagoon, and I want to make it so it's not going to get any stat raises on me. I'll literally sit here all day if this is what it takes. I know I can probably 2-shot it. I just want to wait until it uses something other than Howl, so I can then take the advantage up on it. But then there's the sand attack. I didn't really think about that. I should hit. If I don't, I'm in trouble. Okay, we did. And Headbutt should do a nice amount of damage, and we can do it. We can take it out with one more, as long as we hit. Okay, all right, we're good. I know that's a lot of thought going into a fight like this, but like I said, you have to be incredibly cautious with everything you do in a no-healing challenge. As I've learned in Pokemon Y, that was my first one that I ever did, and no-healing Wedlocke is incredibly difficult, and you do not need any mistakes, because at this point in the game, we need every Pokemon we can get, and I just would like to see these 6 stick around for quite some time. I'd love to see how long we can take them all together, but thinking on that, Stella doesn't get to evolve until after Tate and Liza. This was pointed out to me. You can't actually get a Water Stone until after you get Dive. That's an incredible distance, and I don't think Stella will make it that far, which is really hard to say, because I know a lot of people love her, and I'll get into that when I get back, but I am going to heal really quick. Alright guys, went ahead and healed up really quick like I said. That's going to happen a lot. I don't have any items. I don't want to waste money on items right now. It's just my best bet to go ahead and heal as frequently as I can. I used all the items I had during training, and I did buy a ton of antidote. I didn't think I addressed that, but it's incredibly important to do so. Generation 3, if your Pokemon get poisoned, they will die. That didn't get changed until Generation 4. I believe in Diamond and Pearl. It might have been Platinum. Not entirely sure, but I'm pretty certain that it was Diamond and Pearl. Here's a Shroomish, which it's unfortunate we didn't get one. I know a lot of people were saying that it's sad that we didn't, but if we did, we would have had a grass type on every single pair. So I guess Busan was honestly great. It would have been that or Talo. And I'm happy with Busan. I think it'll be pretty cool to go ahead and use a Beautifly. And having both episodes uploaded by now, I've been able to see what everybody's thinking of the new team members, which is really cool to see. I'm definitely going to say it right here. Queen Finny and Stella and Twitchy are literally the fan favorites. It's ridiculous. But not that you guys love them, but I've seen an incredible outcry for how awesome you guys think Stella and Twitchy and Queen Finny are. The outpour is amazing. We ended up having 13 male Lotad, I believe, when we tried to find Stella, and everybody has deemed her the queen. And I think that's really funny because everybody deemed Stella the queen before we had even caught Queen Finny. So technically this team has 2 queens on it. We have 2 sets of queens, which is, well, 2 queens. 2 sets of queens would be 4 queens. Right? Yeah. So, or more. I don't, you know what I mean. But everybody loves Queen Finny. Everybody loves Queen Stella. We're gonna just start calling her Queen Stella for a little bit. I could name her that, but it wouldn't fit. I'm just gonna stick with Stella. Her name in Spyro isn't actually Queen Stella. It's just Stella. Hula Girl Stella, I guess you could say. But Finny's name in Spyro actually is Queen Finny. That's why it says that on the layout. It wouldn't fit, but I think it adds a little bit more character being able to say that, which I think is really cool. I've seen a lot of people actually say that our team, for having a lot of really regular Pokemon for this point in the game, has an incredible amount of character. There's so much personality into these Pokemon, which is insane. I love seeing that. I think it's awesome that you guys feel the same way about that. And I knew Twitchy'd be a fan favorite when I gave him that name. It's a really cool name. It definitely has grown on me. And I love Busan because I know I haven't really seen much outcry for Busan yet, but I think it's really great because I love that character in Spyro. When he gets hit, he talks like this. He says, "I went boom again." That's how he sounds. He sounds like Stewie Griffin, and I can just see Busan sitting there like, "I love my Queen Finny," and it's just, oh, that's gonna get clipped, but it's great. I can just see Busan loving Queen Finny. That's his queen. I am going to pamper my Queen Finny. You can just see it. I believe that they could meet in the Spyro realms, and I believe they met here, and I just think it's beautiful. I love these pairings. They're awesome, and I'm not that disappointed that I got a Silcoon, I will have to say. It has taken some time to grow on me, especially with how long it took to train, but I absolutely loved them. I think that was great. I think they're awesome, and Basil and Farley have been getting a lot of love, too. Farley's probably one of my favorite team members. I'm not entirely sure who my favorite would be yet, but I have high hopes for Farley, but seeing the outcry for Queen Finny, and I think Queen Finny and Busan are my favorites so far. I don't know. I might think otherwise when I edit or down the line. I don't know. There's just a whole bunch that could change my mind. Anyways, if we talk to this guy, we can go ahead and get a TM being TM09. That's going to be Bullet Seed. Bullet Seed's a really good early game TM, and in this generation, obviously, TMs are one-time use, meaning this is a one-time TM, so if I ever teach it and that Pokemon dies, that move is gone forever. But since it's an early game TM that isn't going to have much weight down the line, it's actually something that I can consider teaching to Stella or Basil. I don't know if I'm going to do it yet. I know they both have Absorb. I'll probably teach it to Stella if I did, but I don't know. I'll have to think about that. Whoever I teach it to will be the pair I use for the gym, just because it'll help me take down the gym a lot easier. I'll probably teach it to Stella because I'll have Lombre, which will be just an easier gym time, honestly. So here's a couple berries. We got 2 cherry berries and 2 orange berries. Like I said, these are one-time berries. I can't replant them. I'll probably say this every time. Probably not, but I can't replant them. I have a dry battery, so this is a no farming, no healing Wedlocke. So we're just not allowed to farm. I was IP banned from farmersonly.com. I'm just not allowed. It's just something that's not allowed to happen, and that's really all there is to it. So this is the Pretty Petal Flower Shop, spreading flowers around the world. And she asked me about my name. My name's Bianca. She loves it. And she's like, here, your name is so great. I'm going to go ahead and give you some more one-time use berries. You should go plant them. Guess she didn't get the memo. You didn't read the newspaper today? Oh, she isn't going to give me berries. Whatever. She's like, hello, the more attention you give to berries, whatever. She's going to give me a Whalmer Pail. Here, you can farm I know you can. I believe in you, Bianca. And I'm like, you didn't read the newspaper. Local teen Bianca has been banned from Farmers Only for catfishing. I do not condone, by the way. But you know what I'm saying. That's what happened. We were banned from. Also, I see a commercial on in the background. Apparently, there's this craze with preteens and tweens. That's what a tween is, right? You know what I mean? You know the backpack kid dance? I'm gonna get into this in a second. Everybody already clicked off the video. We got to get out of here. No, I'm checking here. We're Route 104. I just wanted to prove that we can't get an encounter here. Finney was caught here. The encounters are the same. I'm actually gonna spur repel here because I don't want to deal with anything right now. I just would like to talk. But yeah, have you guys ever heard of the backpack kid dance? Apparently, it's called the floss. And this really cringes me to talk about because I'm 20, you know, this is like, I guess this is kind of like, what did we do stupid as kids, us 90s kids? We did stupid stuff, but I don't remember what it was. We thought it was cool then, and all the 20-year-olds probably cringed. But I recently went to my cousin's house, and their baby was adorable, by the way. They said a baby a little bit ago, but, their oldest kid, I held him when he was a baby. I was like 6. He's 14. And all the kids there, he had like his friends over and these younger kids, they were all doing the floss dance. Google it if you don't know what I'm talking about. It was so hard not to cringe because it's like, this is my family, and it's like, I was cringing inside. I'll apologize if you guys do this dance as well, but it was kind of hard to watch because it's like, did I really do stupid stuff like that when I was a kid? I probably did, but I don't know. It was like, it's just funny. I didn't realize that was all the craze nowadays with the kids. Anyways, we got Rich Boy Winston and his dog, who he's definitely going to leave love notes to. Totally not a reference to anything at all. I'm probably going to absorb. I know this thing probably has headbutt. I don't know if it gets headbutt at 7. I forget what level Twitchy learned it. I think it was 7. So if it does have headbutt, it's going to get really sketchy right here. And it's actually going for tailwind. The thing is, I'm not feeling safe. Who has more defense, Farley or Basil? Farley. I'm going to stay in for one more. If it crits me with a headbutt, it would straight up kill me from right here. But I'm trying to find out a way to get around its use of a full restore. I know rich boys and rich girls use full restores in Generation 3, and I want to get around that. All right, now that it's weakened enough, I'm actually going to send in Farley now. I'll use Howl and then Tackle, and then I should be able to take it out right here without it. Actually, not anymore. I don't want to activate the full restore because that's just stalling me, and I don't... I know I'm probably putting way too much thought into this, but I think I'll be able to take it out in one shot. If not, we've got... Okay, I'll definitely have to switch after this. Farley, you better hit with Tackle here. That'll really help me if you do. Thank you. Not quite. All right, I know he's going to heal, but I am going to switch because we're -2 defense. It's too big of a risk. Like I said, these little fights are not little fights. They all have a threat no matter what when you can't use items. Because this guy can, but we're still at the same point as we were when we entered the battle. Nobody's taking damage. Nobody's got any stats reset. It's all good. I'm going to go for Lear just because that's going to be permanent stats on him. And if I have to switch, it'll do nothing but help out Farley. All right, that did a lot of damage. I hope it doesn't have... Ooh, okay, we're good. We'll take it out in one more. All right, that was good. I probably should have done that from the start, but I don't know. You gotta keep in mind, it can heal. I'm not allowed to do that in battle, so everything is a really scary fight. Oh, look, we took him down. So I was talking about, I was talking about Bugcatcher Nerd back there. It's funny. Well, there's actually a reason that I brought that up. I guess we'll use Busan up ahead. I think she has a Shroomish, though. Yeah, we're not doing that. We're gonna do it with Twitchy. I'll do the twins with Busan and Queen Finny. All right, we'll do this with Twitchy and Stella. But the reason I was talking about Nerd is, I went to the school earlier today, like I said, to pick up some documents when I was, from when I went to school there. And we also went to the library. I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone. It was like, do these still exist? Who reads? That's how I felt. I'm not a reader. I know people read. I'm not oblivious to things. But it was just kind of funny. I was like, this is like a thing. It was like, there were people in there. There were people looking at books. There were people reading. There was a librarian. It was like, this exists? I didn't know this was a thing. Kind of. And like, we needed to use the computers to print something off. And this is where it gets real funny. All right? We in there and... Oh, it's just hilarious. I don't, I hope I carry justice. But this guy walks up, he's the librarian, and he's bald, he's like 50 years old, he's really short, and he's got these little glasses. He's like the oldest, he's like this little old nerd. He's like 50, he's clearly the biggest nerd in the library. And that's great. I'm a nerd too. I was like, this is cool. He was probably, a book guy. He's a bookworm, I guess you would call him. I don't know if that's an offensive term. I apologize if it is. I doubt it is. I'm sure it's not. But, he walks up and he's got this voice, and he's just like, how many help you? And it was like this the cutest little voice in this old guy. And we were like, oh, we need to use the computer to print something off. And he's like, do you have your library card? I'm internally dying. Internally combusting from the inside. Trying so hard not to laugh. I'm immature. I completely admit that. Also, Lotad, yeah, I can't do the twins with these two. I gotta heal. I don't want to break my story. Anyways, I'm internally combusting from the inside when I see this guy, right? Because I'm just the most mature person on the planet, obviously. But, oh my god, I don't want to do this with Queen Finny and Busan really quick. Farley and Basil. But yeah, we're like, no, we don't have a library card. We haven't been here for ages. We don't actually use the library for anything. We just want to use your printers. Like, we're mooching. We're not actually supporting the library. I apologize. And he just puts his head in his hands and is just like, nobody ever has their library card. I'm dying! Inside, I'm exploding, trying so hard not to laugh. I turn around and put my face in my hands. My mom's talking to him, so I'm not being rude or anything. And it's just like, if I had $1 for every time somebody didn't have a library card, I'd be a millionaire. It was the best thing I have ever seen in my life. I don't know why. It's just, oh god, I couldn't believe he said that. It was just comedic gold, and I was like, got my topic for my YouTube video. Oh, I apologize if this guy's watching. He's like, I liked Corm too. That's disappointing, but. Don't ever attack C-Dot right away. It's a bad idea. I'm going to set Farley up to sweep it once it unleashes its energy, of course. And I'm just going to go ahead and pound Lotad into the ground. And that'll be good. These twins are no big deal as long as you don't attack C-Dot straight on. But I mean, it's a double battle, and if you double team it, you should be able to take it out before it does anything, unless you use stupid moves. But it's storing its energy. I'm going to go ahead and howl one more time. Leer it, and then it should die in one hit no matter what I do. So, whoever hits first, Faisal or Barley, and... You didn't hear that. You didn't hear that. I'm telling you, you just didn't hear it. Faisal or Barley? What is this, Big Brother 20? I didn't mean to say Faisal, I meant to say Fessel. No, I'm just kidding. That's 2 Big Brother 20 references in a single video. I'm not allowed to surpass more than one. I actually am. I'm a Big Brother. I'm a huge Big Brother fan. What do you want me to say? It happens, but I didn't mean to do it. I combined Farley and Basil and got Faisal, and it's like... I don't know, maybe it didn't even phase you guys. Who knows, honestly. Either way, we're gonna go ahead and talk to a little old grandma. This must be that librarian's wife. She's like, if you see berries growing in a loamy soil, I don't really care what she has to say. I'm not allowed to farm. It's just like talking Japanese to me. All I hear is blah, 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 blah. I don't know what you're saying. But she's gonna go ahead and give me some berries, which I do know what that says. It's just like, picture somebody that doesn't speak a language that you talk, and they're walking up to you and they're like talking their language, and you're like, I don't know what you're saying. And then they just slip in a couple words you understand. And they're like, where's the restroom? And you're like, over there. And then they ask, where in the other building, where's the restroom? And they're like, nah. You know what I mean? Like, you don't understand everything. But why would somebody do that, right? I don't know. I finally found something that Busan can fight, guys. Busan is going to have his first battle on the channel other than the one that he evolved in. Let's do it. Why keep it a secret? I'm the water Pokemon expert. Huh? You don't know who I am? No, I don't know who you are. I have absolutely no idea. His name's Brett. It was just a guess, and I was wrong. But his name is Ivan, and I mean, if I kind of pulled Brett from Big Brother. If I pulled from the show King of the Nerds, I might have been able to pull Ivan out of my hat. Who knows? Anybody know that reference? I think that was season 2 of King of the Nerds. Ivan Strum. I like TV shows like that. But yeah, Busan can totally fight because he's got a Magikarp and we just absorb. Busan's gonna be great as long as he doesn't die immediately. He gets Gust soon. I feel like he'll be a boss against Brawly, and, you know, we can go from there. He just has to be here for Brawly, otherwise we're in big trouble. Because I don't think there's anything that we'll be able to catch from here to Brawly that would make a good option for Brawly, other than Abra. Abra would be good, because we would have Kadabra. And I did see a couple people ask, yes, I am able to do trade evolutions. It's just a big hassle, and I'd really prefer not to. I'd have to dig out my trading cable, and I'd have to set up my GameCube, and pull out XD, because that's the only way I can trade is through XD and Coliseum. It's just a big hassle, but it's doable, and I'll do it if it's needed to be done. And I'll probably, like, put on some sort of stipulation, like, if I have a Kadabra, I'm not allowed to evolve it until, like, level 32 or something, like an actual evolution level, or something like that. I'll figure it out when the time comes. I'm not actually going to plan something like that out when it doesn't actually matter right now. I may never even use a trade evolution Pokemon in this playthrough. There's only a couple, like Clamperl, which is probably very unlikely. I'd love to use one. It's very unique, but it's unlikely. Yeah, Kadabra, Machoke, things like that. I don't think there's anything else that I can think of. I'm sure there is. I just can't think of it off the top of my head right now. But, you know, if it becomes a thing, I'll definitely figure it out when the time comes, like I said. Does Twitchy have an item for me? Twitchy does not have an item for me. Twitchy's just not coming through. All right, if I start hating on Twitchy, I'm losing half my fan base. Like, literally half my fan base or more is hardcore, die-hard Twitchy fans. And we're not allowed to hate on the Twitchmeister. It's just something that we're not allowed to... oh, God, why did I just call him the Twitchmeister? What have I done? Have I soiled myself again for a third time this episode? Regardless, I don't know. I'd like to go ahead and talk about some of my, like, thoughts for the Pokemon on the team, and I'd love to see what you guys are thinking, honestly. Honestly, Queen Finny and Busan, like I said, I see them as, like... I'm gonna explore Rustboro while I'm labbing. I don't think there's actually anything that I can get here in Rustboro, other than wallpapers, which I might use. I think that'd be kind of cool. I don't know. I don't really want to mess with the wallpaper girl. That's just annoying. But I, like, look at Queen Finny and Busan as, like... Queen Finny's kind of, like... this pampered, luxurious woman, and she got this, like, kind of geeky bug as her boyfriend outside at recess, and, you know, he's kind of a nerd, but he's growing on her, and she's like, I really like this guy, and Busan's just this nerd who grew up and evolved into this beautiful butterfly who's, like, sprouted his wings, and then, you know, they're just, like, this beautiful couple. Honestly, I don't know. In Pokemon Y, I had team names. It was mainly based off of the fact that I did a Survivor Tribes naming theme, and I named my pairs tribes. They were, like, paired up in little tribes. And I've seen a couple people actually ask if I can go ahead and do names for my pairs like I did in the past. I'm not sure how it would look, or I'm not sure if it's something I really want to do, but definitely suggest down below what you would name each of the pairs. Come up with something really creative, and if there's some good ones, I might actually consider using them. I think that'd be cool. I could actually, let me know if you want to suggest them yourself, or if I should come up with them on my own, because I could probably make some good ones, but I feel like suggesting them is good. The only problem is, also this is where you get the Quick Claw, the only problem with suggesting pair names is, say you guys name them all and they're all on the layout, and then Farley and Basil die. Then we add a new pair, they're not going to have a name above them, and they're going to look kind of weird until they get a name, which could take a couple episodes. That's my only concern with it, honestly, with suggestions, because I could name them myself. But definitely let me know what you think. I might do this, I might not, I might just completely knock it and not do it. But if there's some really good ones, I might actually consider it. I think that'd be cool to add in the next episode, or an episode after that or something. I don't know, definitely let me know what you guys think of pair names. They'd just be on the layout, like hashtag team, I don't know, and then it'd be there, and you guys can, like, refer to them in the comments with their hashtag or something if you want to do. I don't know, there's some cool things you can do with it. Anyway, Scott's over here. He doesn't actually give me anything. He's looking for Pokemon battle experts. Definitely, he's just hinting to me that I need a Pokemon with Cut, which unfortunately is probably true, and we can get Cut here in a little bit. I'll go ahead and get that in the Cut house right after this. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on Queen Finny and Busan. I don't know. I know you guys like it when I share my thoughts on what, like, the pair would be. I already gave my thoughts on Twitchy and Stella being... Twitchy's, like, you know, the geeky guy. He's, you know, kind of nerdy. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. Like, I mean, two nerds found their queen. Honestly, I love it. I think it's adorable. I think it's really cool. A little headcanon for both of them. And honestly, Basil and Farley, I don't really have one right now. I think Basil is, you know, I kind of look at him as like a little explorer, and sad as it is, Farley's his dog. But no, there's supposed to be a couple, so I'm trying to look at it outside of a Spyro naming theme stance, and I'd like you guys to do the same, you know, honestly. I like relating them to Spyro. I saw a really cool piece of fan art where somebody drew Basil as Basil the Explorer from Spyro. I think it's pretty sweet. But as for, like, pairings, depending on, like, if they're not the same species, like dog and human, that's kind of weird. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of Basil and Farley. I've seen some good love for those two. Not honestly, out of everybody else, they've not really been, like, the #1s I've seen. But I don't know. Anyways, here's a trade. In here, we can go ahead and talk to this guy, and he wants a C-Dot. Well, he wants a Ralts for his C-Dot. Obviously, we didn't get a Ralts, so we'll never get a Ralts. It's not eligible. I don't actually allow trades in a Wedlocke unless they're not in a pair and if they pertain to the naming theme that I'm on. It doesn't. I'm pretty certain that that C-Dot would not be named after a Spyro character. But if it did, then it would be allowed. But obviously, I can't do that trade. It doesn't fit into anything. And I don't have a Ralts, so it's just really my thought on that. So up here, we can come up onto Route 115. Obviously, we won't be able to get a Pokemon here for a really long time. We could actually come back here with the old rod, but it would be a waste because we can actually get a Jigglypuff on this route down the line, that's what I would really like to get. Wigglytuff would be super fun to use in a Generation 3 game that's not Fire Red and Leaf Green, and we can get one when we get Surf, which is something I'll definitely come back to. I'll explore all the areas like that whenever I'll do all the optional areas. I'm not going to skip anything. I think that'd be pretty cool. So, with that being said, I say we go ahead and take on this next route. I wanted to do this now. I mean, I don't know how long the episode's going, but I'd like to get a Pokemon. Yeah, I guess we can get a Pokemon for this episode on Route 116 here. Actually, no. I don't want to get a Pokemon here yet. Oh, I used the repels! Am I dumb? Like, I'll literally farm a repel with Twitchy. Who needs the Quick Claw? Who's the slowest on the team? Who's getting the Quick Claw? 21, 12. Okay, I think Queen Finny. Farley's slow. I didn't know that. I'll give it to Queen Finny for now. Queen Finny can have the Quick Claw. I love how I'm giving a Meryl the Quick Claw, and Maryland kind of created the Quick Claw curse. It's kind of funny, honestly. It's interesting, but I do want to go ahead and check if I can buy repels. I'm pretty certain that I can't, but if I can, the reason for that is if I get a Whismur on Route 116, it completely cans an encounter. Yeah, I can. Okay, I'm good. I'll buy a couple of them. I can't buy healing items to use like in battle, so I guess I can spend some money on repels. I just want to get my Granite Cave, not Granite Cave. Is it the Granite Cave? Man, I completely forget. The place with Whismur. No, it's not. That's the one on Dewford. What is this cave called? Am I losing it? All right, I'm going to go ahead and avoid the trainers if I can. I want to go ahead and get my encounter in the cave and out here afterwards, like I said. So I'm going to go ahead and get this item really quick. Oh, there's a repel. So, I mean, if you don't have one and you can squeak your way over here, I guess you can get one that way. Who would I fight this bug catcher with? I guess Finny, because I think he has Nincada, but if I avoid him, then I'll just avoid him. Yeah, we're good. That girl has a Meryl. I remember this. So I guess I can ironically fight that with Busan. I'll try to avoid it if I can, but if we fight her, then whatever. We'll fight her on screen right now. Oh, we'll fight her on screen, but we're just going to avoid her. Ooh, yeah, that's right. We got these geeks. So I guess we're going to go ahead and do it with Stella and Twitchy. I'm going to try to avoid a double battle, but I'm going to try and avoid them all if I can. Yeah, all right, that's a good start. Oh, yeah, you can't avoid them all. I think I can avoid that guy. No? All right, I guess we'll do it. Oh, yeah, you can. I don't know. Should we do a double battle with Twitchy and Stella? I think we should. Sure. All right, let's do it. Let's have a double battle. I say why not? You know, I'll fight these trainers, obviously. I do have to fight everybody, but I guess we'll fight them before we get our encounter. We can do it with Stella and Twitchy. I think that's cool. They're one of the fan favorite pairs, obviously, as of right now, and I think it'd be cool to have them in a double battle. Although it's really dangerous because we can't heal and we can't switch. So it is a bad decision for me, but I guess we can absorb the Geodude, and then we can headbutt the Shroomish. The only thing bad that can happen here is if we get Effect Spored and poisoned. Okay, we didn't, which is really good. We do not want Twitchy to be poisoned. That's the worst case scenario, because should that happen, it could end up whittling him away before he's even... Okay, this is a really bad idea. I realize the error that I have made, and I am... Okay, great. It's not good to be paralyzed, but it's better than being poisoned, because poison would end up chipping Twitchy down before he could do anything. Maku will be able, Stella will be able to heal with Absorb, but Twitchy doesn't have the same fate. I didn't mean to do that. I was going, that's great. Okay, I'm gonna Tail Whip Shroomish. The reason I wanted to do that is so I didn't have to attack it twice, but thinking on that, I'll have to attack it twice anyways. No, I won't. Okay, I'm glad that missed. Then everything's fine. So, Stella's outspeeding, which isn't good, because I wanted Twitchy to be able to outspeed and take it out with... I'll just absorb it. The reason for this is it won't make contact, and Twitchy's already paralyzed, so that's not going to make contact. Well, it will, but it won't affect Spore me if that's the case. So, we just hopefully will outspeed? Oh, we can't. We're paralyzed. Right, that's why. All right, my mind was off because I was like, Twitchy was outspeeding at first. But it's not anymore. It's because he's paralyzed. I just completely overlooked that. I don't know why, but... I mean, I'm glad that he was paralyzed instead of something else, like poisoning, as I said. Sleep would have been pretty bad, too, but it wouldn't have been as bad as poisoning. And a Lotad. That's fine. Yeah. Another male Lotad. Also, I've noticed, like... Everybody's been waiting for the new meme. Every series has, like, a meme. And everybody's been looking hard for it. You guys can't look for it. It just has to happen. But a lot of people were really stoked for the it's a female when I screamed finding Stella and saying it's a female. Everybody seemed to really like that. You guys can't hunt it down. I haven't seen it actually pick up, but if that is the meme, definitely let me know. I don't think it is, but it's like when I tried to make a meme in Y and it didn't work and everybody was like, no, that's not the meme, but Wingull is a meme. I gotta take a drink of my milk there. I'm like dying over here. Either way, you know, just wait. There will be a spicy meme of this series. There always is. So, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get our encounter. What is it called? I'm dying here. The Rustboro Tunnel. Duh. I can't believe I forgot that. We can get a hidden item up here. No. I could have swore. Whatever. There's an X special right here. It's not very special, if you ask me. It's actually kind of lame. But we can go ahead and get ourselves an encounter in the Rustboro Tunnel. I don't want to do it with Twitchy and Stella because they just fought. I'm actually going to do it with Farley and Basil, of all things. Actually, I want to do it with Basil, because Basil can weaken it easily, because he's not very strong with Absorb. And we're guaranteed a Whismur here, because that's the only thing that you can find unless I come back with Rock Smash, but that's just not something I'm going to do. So, what gender Whismur are we going to get? It's a Pokemon I really want to use. It's what I'm wanting to use since the beginning of the playthrough, just because a lot of people call me a Loudred. So, I think that'd be kind of cool to use a Whismur. So, that's going to be our encounter for the Rustboro Tunnel. So, I guess we'll just go ahead and absorb it. I don't want to knock it out. Obviously, that would be horrible, because we could probably get it on the next route. All right, I need to be pretty careful. Oh, right. Oh, yeah, Uproar is incredibly dangerous. I forgot how bad that was. I am going to go again. If I crit it, that's really unfortunate, but the reason is I'm going to get some health back from it, and I don't want to not catch it and then have it crit me with Uproar. Ah, this is tough, guys. If it crits me with an Uproar, it'll kill me. But if I go for Absorb and crit it, I'll kill it. I'm gonna go for a Great Ball that the guy gave us. I forget his name. I really apologize. I can't believe I forget that guy's name. Maybe he doesn't have a name. I'm pretty certain he does. I'm just gonna throw a Great Ball and really hope it sticks. Alright, it did. Thank God. I was really afraid that was going to break out, crit me with Uproar, and then we would have been in a really, really, really bad time. Alright, we caught ourselves a Whismur, which is, ironically, the Whisper Pokemon. Its cries equal a jet plane in volume. It inhales through its ear canals. Because of the system, it can cry continually, without having to catch its breath. Yeah, basically. Kind of like me. My voice equals a jet plane in volume. Most of the time. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and check my naming theme list, which is anything really, except main NPCs and stuff, from the original Spyro the Dragon trilogy. I'm gonna check that list for a name for this Whismur, and I'll be back in a sec. Alright guys, I've actually got an incredibly fitting name for this Whismur. So, it's interesting how this fits, and I think you guys are really going to like it. So it's actually being named after a dragon in the Stone Hill realm of Spyro 1. And a lot of you guys will recall in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, there's a character called Zinnia. She has a Whismur who happens to be female as well, named Aster. A-S-T-E-R. And the dragon from the Stone Hill realm's name And the name I'm giving this Whismur is Astor. We have Astor, the Whismur. I don't see any reason this is not incredibly fitting. So we have Astor, the Whismur. All right, that's a really cool Pokemon, and that is our first Pokemon that we have caught that won't go directly into the team. I really like that, honestly. I think that's an awesome fitting name for Whismur. It's like kind of a reference to Zinnia's Whismur Astor, and ours is Astor. So, I like it. I'll probably say Astor anyways, though, because that's how you would pronounce that in my mind, and it's a little bit less enunciation on the first half of the name, if you guys know what I mean. So, we're going to go ahead and see what the next encounter would have been, because I don't have any repels. Actually, I do have repels. What am I doing? I just don't want to spray it because I just don't want to spray it because I want to get this Pokeball, and I want to go get an encounter outside real quick. A Pokeball, beautiful. I enjoy the Pokeball. Yeah, I'm going to leave. If this is an encounter, I'm going to cut. But I think we can squeak it. Come on. He's done it. All right, we made it out. All right. So, we can get an encounter here on Route 16. So, there are a few things that I can't get. But there's one thing that I really, really want to get. And that's a Skitty. I know it's incredibly unlikely. Only being... No! I didn't want to fight this guy. I forgot I didn't fight this guy. Luckily, Finny's up front, meaning we'll be able to take him down no problems, probably having a Geodude. Yeah, Clark Kent here. I don't actually know who that is. I think that's something to do with Superman. I have no idea. It's funny because somebody asked me a question. I don't know if I used it in this episode's training or not, but asked if I like superhero movies. I'll answer it at some point if I didn't, but if that tells you any indication, I have no idea what that is. But yeah, we'll be able to take Geodude out in one shot, obviously, and he only has one of them, which is fine. Anyways, we'll be able to get an encounter now. I want Skitty. I have a feeling it's only a 4%. I'm actually not going to look it up. It's either 4 or 1. I'm pretty sure it's oh, it might be 2. It's either 4, 2, or 1. We'll probably get a Tailo. Oh no, you can get Abra. I forgot. We might not get an encounter, guys. Anything I could do? No, there's nothing that I can do. So, I just have to hope. So, my encounter for Route 116 is going to be... Please? It's not a Poochyena, because we already have a Poochyena in Farley, meaning this Poochyena does not count. Awesome. We still have a chance at Skitty. The Skitty dream is still alive. The Skitty dream is still alive. Skitty dream is still alive. Alright, Whismur does not count because we just got a Whismur. That's why I went to the Rustboro Tunnel first. Meaning this thing does not count. Okay, everybody say it with me. The Skitty dream... Wait. Does Cute Charm work on the other side too? If that's the case, maybe I should have a female up front? But then, if it's a Tailo and I have to switch, it could get sketchy. I'll leave it. I don't think it works that way. Skitty Dream is still alive. Skitty Dream is still alive. Skitty Dream, come on, we could do it, guys. As long as we keep running into dupes, Skitty is always a possibility. I believe the only other things we can get here are Abra and Tailo. So my encounter for Route 16 could be... It's a Tailo. That's understandable. I gave up saying the Skitty Dream's still alive. I'm really disappointed. But hey, Tailo's something I wanted to use, and it's a male. So it's a different gender than what we have in the PC. So I'm happy with it. Alright, let's go ahead and tackle it. It's going to go for Peck, which is going to do... I thought it'd do a lot more than that. It was in training. Whoa. Calm down, Finny. I mean, perfect. I perfect range to catch it. I'll go ahead and catch it in the Pokeball. I'll save the Great Ball for a potential Abra in the Granite Cave. That would be nice to catch it in this, please. Yeah, we did. All right, we got ourselves a Tailo. Awesome. Not what I wanted. Obviously, I wanted Skitty, but who knows? Maybe we'll get a shiny Skitty while training, and you'll literally hear me explode. Anyways, Tailo is the tiny swallow Pokemon. Although it is small, it is very courageous. It will take on a larger Skarmory on equal footing. However, it will weaken. Wait. Hold on. However, its will weakens if it becomes hungry. That was ironically a mouthful, and I'm not even hungry. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and check that list that I just said for Spyro, the original trilogy naming list, and I'll be back in a sec. Alright guys, we've got a name for this. It's not a really, really cool name, but I do like it because it's really fitting for a Tailo, and if I'm going to use this name, it's just really fitting for a bird, honestly. So this is actually being named after a resident of the realm in Spyro 2 called Breeze Harbor. Breeze Harbor is home of the Breeze Builders, which are these big birds. They're really big birds with big beaks, and their names reflect that. Honestly, wait a second. I mean, they all would be fitting then. I have one that's just really fitting. Oh, I got a couple that are great. This is really hard. There's one that is great, but it would be really good for a girl Tailo. There are two that are just great for what Tailo is, and then there's one that is just like a different name that doesn't really mean anything. But I feel like that one would be kind of the common ground if I'm not gonna use, if I can't decide between the other two. Alright, I got it. I'm gonna go ahead and use one of the two that are super fitting. One is Squawk. You know, like a bird, Squawk. And I like the other one because of what it said about Tailo being hungry. I'm gonna go ahead and name this Tailo after one of the Breeze Builders from Breeze Harbor. And the name of that Breeze Builder and the name I'm giving this Tailo is Gobble. We've got Gobble the Tailo, which I think is great because it sounds like a bird and it's hungry all the time, which I mean is kind of what Tailo is. We've got Gobble the Tailo. I like it. It's alright. There's a really cool name on there that it doesn't sound like a bird name, but it is a Breeze Builder, and I think that would have been cool. It's a little bit better for a water type, though, so I'll go ahead and leave it. So what would my next encounter have been? If it's a Skitty, I'm gonna be sad. Ah, it's just a Tailo. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, maybe we'll get a Skitty, shiny Skitty while training. I know there's no other places to get one, unfortunately, but that basically wraps it up. That's unfortunate. So, with that being said, if as long as I get out of this route without running into anybody, that will be it for this episode. I know this girl has a Meryl. I'd like to get out of here without fighting anybody else. I'd like to do this in the next episode since this is running fairly late. Yeah, alright, so with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this episode, a like is appreciated, it helps out a great deal. And if you want to see more Pokemon Wedlocks like Pokemon Emerald, feel free to subscribe. I really hope you guys are enjoying the series, and it means a lot to me when you tell me down below. It's been helping out a lot, and if you guys are just lurking and you're not sure about subscribing yet, it would mean the world to me if you click that subscribe button. And don't forget to like, it does make me want to do this so much more. It lets me know you guys are enjoying it. So, with that being said, I'll see you guys next time, when we take down the first gym leader of our adventure, being Roxanne, the Rock-type gym leader. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching!